Do you have trouble sleeping at night because you have unanswered questions about the world? Are you haunted by the fear of the unknown? Then let us put your mind to rest. Welcome to Thought Zone, where all your questions meet answers. While the modern world is quickly discarding old notions of ghosts, spirits, and the afterlife, depending upon science instead to explain the unexplainable, the existence of entities beyond the understanding of science cannot be denied. One such entity is the poltergeist, meaning noise spirit in German, which is believed to concentrate on a particular member of the family, often the youngest one, its object being mainly to harass through actions like sudden movements, breaking household items, unexplained noises, setting fires, and moving furniture, rather than to physically harm anyone. However, spirits are not just restricted to human like forms and can also be seen as blinking balls of light hovering over the ground called orbs, which is a type of ghost believed to be the spirit of a human or animal who has died and is traveling from one place to another. Orbs can often be witnessed in photographs. With so many types of spirits existing in our midst, it is obviously not surprising that some brave-hearted individuals would attempt to contact the netherworld. And here comes the Ouija board. The Ouija board was actually a popular parlor game in the 19th century. But by the next 100 years, the Catholic Church had rebranded the game as a doorway to the demonic after suspected cases of possession and malicious encounters with spirits. Can you imagine the horror of those unsuspecting players? But don't think it's that easy to sneak a peek of a lonely, frustrated ghost, since Ouija board users have often been recorded to have experienced paralysis, hyperventilations, night terrors, possessions, the subsequent trauma of exorcism, and even lifelong mental health issues. A lot of us who have siblings have often wanted to start bands, clubs, and even groups together. But have you heard of a whole religion being started by a pair of sisters? Yes, you heard me. Spiritualism is a religion based entirely on communicating with the dead. It all began in the spring of 1848 in Hyattsville, New York, when sisters Maggie and Kate Fox started experiencing a series of mysterious raps on walls and furniture which manifested with peculiar otherworldly intelligence. The two went on to command the spirits who would actually follow their instructions and answer their questions. And thus began the practice of talking to the dead. However, since this eerie discovery, the practice of talking to the dead and holding seances grew most in America during the Civil War, when thousands of people wanted to contact their dead family members. Had enough of the dead? Let's talk witches then. Witchcraft is actually the belief in the devil's practice of giving certain humans the power to cause harm to others in return for their loyalty. Thus, suspicion, resentment, and general enmity give birth to its practices, which is why witches were often hunted and burned for causing destruction and harm. But the history of witch hunt took a far more sinister turn in the spring of 1962 when 19 people were hanged in Salem Village, Massachusetts, after being accused of witchcraft, which had led to 9-year-old Elizabeth Parris and 11-year-old Abigail Williams having violent fits, contortions, and uncontrollable outbursts of screaming. Soon other girls in the community showed similar symptoms and arrest warrants were issued for Paris's slave Tituba and 2 other women. While the other 2 denied the charges, Tituba actually confessed to the claims and even said that there were other witches acting alongside her in the service of the devil. Let's take a break from death and destruction, shall we? How many of you believe in reincarnation? Although not linked to dead bodies and mysterious shadows, the phenomenon of reincarnation itself is enough to drive someone's sleep away. Let's dive into a real-life case of reincarnation. One of the most famous cases was recorded in the 1930s in Delhi, India, when Shanti Devi, a young girl, claimed she remembered minute details of her past life. When she was about 4 years old, Devi claimed that her real home was in Mathura, 145 kilometers from Delhi, where her husband lived. Later, she described him as being fair and having a wart on his left cheek. She could even remember the exact location of her husband's shop in Mathura. In fact, her claims that she was married to Kedarnath, who was a merchant in Mathura and had died 10 days after giving birth to their son, was investigated. And indeed, a Kedarnath of Mathura had lost his wife 9 years ago after she had died 9 days post-childbirth. Devi spoke in the Mathura dialect, remembered promises Kedarnath had made to her past self Lugdi Devi on her deathbed, and could easily recognize the family members of Kedarnath's deceased wife. Now imagine what would have happened if the same Lugdi Devi had not been reborn and was left as a vengeful spirit. We've all heard of haunted castles, buildings, and asylums, but have you ever wondered about the historical events which led to the haunting? Let's look at the Leith Castle in Ireland, for example. Built between the 13th and the 15th century, the Leith Castle of the O'Carroll clan is known for its notoriously bloody history. Its chapel has been dubbed the Bloody Chapel after a man killed his brother, who by the way was a priest, while he was holding a mass in it. And apart from sightings of the priest haunting the castle, during renovations in the 1900s, 3 cartloads of skeletons were found in the dungeons below the chapel, presumably of victims of the O'Carroll clan who had a fondness for poisoning their dinner guests. The dungeons also had a trap door, falling through which would get your lungs punctured by wooden spikes, while you would have died a slow and agonizing death. Ouch. But it is common knowledge that spirits don't just roam about in the dead of the night and serve as mere reminders of bloody history. They can also be contacted by humans through seances to interact, communicate, and answer questions about afterlife. And so, a seance is an attempt to communicate with the dead and comes from the French word for session. One of the most popular series of seances ever conducted is probably of President Abraham Lincoln and his wife Mary Todd Lincoln organizing spiritualist seances in the White House after the death of their beloved son. Let's shift our attention to another leader, this time famously known for prejudice and mass murder. Yep, you guessed it, Mr. Adolf Hitler. In his spare time, when he was not hatching evil plots of world domination and genocide, Hitler was actually seen drowned in occult studies, the knowledge of the hidden or the knowledge of the paranormal. He made extensive notes in a book called Magic, History, Theory and Practice, and marked several passages which said that one without the support of the devil could never change the world. In 1934, Hitler sent a dowser, who was a man used to find ores, gems and metals without using scientific instruments, in search of death rays which could harm the Nazi staff. He even believed in the world ice theory, which claims that the cosmos is made of ice. But who knows, maybe Hitler was actually possessed by Andras the demon, who is known to advise his victim on how to perfectly commit murder after possessing them. Of course, Andras is considered to be one of the most sinister demons in the Ars Goetia, a grimoire on demonology. But then again, the great dictator killed himself, which isn't too dignified for a demon, right? Let's end this video with a rather shocking fact about exorcism. Those of us who have seen movies like The Exorcism or The Exorcism of Emily Rose know what kind of a painful and terrifying process an exorcism actually is. But did you know that the word exorcism is derived from the Greek word exousia, meaning oath, and hence to exorcise literally means placing the possessing demon or spirit under oath and invoking higher authority on it and then casting it out of the human body. Who thought evil spirits could ever be asked to take an oath? If you like this video, like, subscribe and turn on the notification bell to show us some love and support. Comment down below what you want to see next. In the meantime, check out more awesome content from Thought Zone as and when we release them.